Hello, this is Adam from Wheel Guns for Wheelmen, and today we're going to be doing a quick initial review of this Rock Island Meriva, which is my favorite of the three Turkish shotguns in the Turkish Shotgun Battle Royale thus far. And I'm going to be going over 4 pros and 4 cons. And I'll start off with the pros because I'm a positive person, I like to think. The number 1 pro, I would say, is how lightweight this is. It does have a little bit of added recoil because of it, but it's not bad, it's manageable, and it's very lightweight, easy to maneuver. Short, weighs 6.1 pounds. It does have some shells in the shell carrier, but it is empty, and safety's on. It's a little silver button. In any event, it's lightweight. 2, I love the brushed nickel finish. It is by far my favorite finish for a firearm. You know, stainless, brushed nickel, chrome, whatever. But this look, especially with the polished nickel bolt with the brushed nickel, everything else, it looks nice. It looks like a Remington 870 Marine Magnum, which leads me to the 3rd pro. It's basically a Remington 870 clone. From what I can tell, you should be able to switch the parts around. It has the same safety placement. The bolt release is in the same place. The elevator right there works the same. I think it's pretty much interchangeable. This cap should be able to switch to handguard, hopefully. And an extended mag tube. You should be able to make it look like a Remington 870 Marine Magnum, if I'm not mistaken. I have not tried that, just read what other people have written, and I've seen 870s and taken them apart, and I know what they look like. If it does take down the same with these 2 pins right here, so at the very bare minimum, you should be able to add the side saddle that Takstar makes and other brands that use those 2 holes to hold the side saddle in place. Yeah. So it's basically a 870 clone and should take at least some of the same aftermarket parts. It's lightweight, has a really great finish, which is also corrosion resistant, so I like the aesthetic, but also it's very snowy. It's been snowy. I've been shooting trap with this with a 20-inch barrel on it in active snow. You know, snow's falling on it and making it all wet. Been shooting it with the short barrel out in the snow, set it down, you know, prop it up against some rocks that are snowy, and no rust after a month of having it, almost. It's really nice. I'm also going to keep it in the bathroom, because one of the few rooms that didn't have a gun in it, I was afraid of the gun rusting. But I'm not afraid anymore, because this has held up in snowy weather for the past 4 weeks. The last pro, unlike the Rock Island Verpa 40, this has a bottom rail right here for a flashlight, which I really like. This flashlight's a Monstrum, got it for 20 bucks on Amazon, and it's held up. It's green, only 90 lumens, because I don't want to blind myself in the middle of the night hitting mirrors and, you know, pictures and stuff on the wall. Or the fridge, I guess. Stainless steel, it might reflect, I'm not sure. But, yeah, that flashlight's done pretty good. 100 rounds of 12 gauge, not a double out buck, a few slugs, not a birdshot, and it's held up. And so, I really like this gun. But there are some cons you should know about. The first con is the trigger. It's not a huge issue, but it is a con because it's not a good trigger. It's 8.8 pounds. I used a Wheeler trigger pull gauge, and consistently 8.8 pounds, 8.5 pounds, 8.9 pounds. You know, like, it's heavy. And so the Verpa 40 was 7.7 pounds, 7.8 pounds, so about a pound better. And then the TriStar Raptor Attack, which has a great name, that is 5.5 pounds consistently, and it's very smooth. Like, I like the TriStar's trigger way better than either one of the Rock Islands. But you can work around an 8-pound trigger, especially for home defense, even a 9-pound trigger. It's not like you're doing, precision accuracy at 5 yards in your house. With number 4 buck is what I'm going to keep in it. Now, I have a list right here. I have to cheat and look down at it because I wrote out the cons, but I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yes, we'll get to this in a future video, probably the conclusion video for the Turkish Battle Royale, Turkish Shotgun Battle Royale video, and I'll try to make that video using an actual video camera so I can edit it a little bit easier, and also learn how to splice in other clips, because I have some clips, and one of those clips is this gun having a catastrophic failure. Sounds bad, but it's only one brand of ammo. It's a single-out buck by Aguila. For some reason, the bolt sticks to the barrel, and you can pull the whole barrel assembly off, and the bolts are stuck in it. I had to ram a cleaning rod down there to get it unstuck, and once I rammed the rod down there, I had to mortar it on the ground again in order to actually get it unstuck. And I did it again. I shot some other shells, some 3-inch magnums, slugs, high velocity, and I put that single-out buck stuff back in. Same result. So it's only that ammo. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it functions flawlessly with every other type of ammo. I put like 7 or 8 other types. Number 4 buck, single-out buck, double-out buck, slugs, 3 types of double-out buck, and 1 type of birdshot. And it's worked fine. So, like, some people might have enough concerns that they wouldn't use it for home defense, but I think it's fine. Just don't use that one brand. Another con, not an issue per se, but a con, does not have a top rail, so you can't add a red dot like you can on the Verpa 40 and the TriStar Raptor. And then the 4th con is Turkey seems to be having some issues. They're not really quality control necessarily, because it seems to be things are out of spec, but it seems to be kind of uniform, because the Verpa 40s I noticed had the same issue with one of the things, and that was the rails, the Picatinny rails on the top of the Verpa 40 are presumably from the same factory as these bottom rails. They look the same, and they are wider. They're wider than the standard pick rails on all my other guns. And some of my, like my Enforced weapon mounted light, I couldn't widen the base enough to get it on and then tighten it down. It just won't fit on it. And the QD mount for the Holosun also wouldn't fit on it. So, that's an issue. Luckily this Monstrum one, the side plate kind of comes all the way off, and then you can just screw a screw in and it holds. But that's an issue. It's a Turkish oddity, I guess. One of the other issues is these holes for the sling swivel, claspy things, the little bars. I have about 5 or 6 slings. I've tried them all. None of them will fit. The hole is just barely too small. The hole on the TriStar, the holes on the sling swivel studs, they're the right size, and on all my other guns. But these are just out of spec, too small. So the pick rail's too large and the sling swivel stud holes are too small. So I can't use any of my slings, which is fine. Wasn't planning on using the sling anyways, but it's annoying. But for $210, still not a deal breaker in my opinion. The last thing is the front sight's actually canted. It's kind of hard to see without looking down the barrel, but the front sight is just canted, so instead of being lined up like this, it is like this. It's noticeable enough that everyone who's looked down the sights has said the same thing without me having to give them the heads up first, so I'm not influencing them. They noticed it on their own. So based on those 4 pros and those 4 cons, I rated about 4.5 out of 5 stars if we're talking about shotguns in the $200 price range. It's one of the best. For the value, I would say buy it. However, if you have more money, there are definitely nicer things. You can buy an actual Remington 870 Marine Magnum if you have $750 laying around. that would be much better compared to nice guns like Benelli's, Hiram Remington's, even a Mossberg, which is kind of mediocre. This is not as nice. Just the things being out of spec and not working with one type of ammo. Like, you can do a lot better than this, but you can't do a lot better for $200, and that is the takeaway. And I will be keeping this in the bathroom for home defense because I'm not going to drop $750 on a Remington 870 Marine Magnum when this works almost as good, at least for my intended purpose. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on the Turkish Shotgun Battle Royale.